Doc.
Do what you do best.
What's that?
Hunt.
Who is he? I don't know. He's a new recruit. I don't even know his name.
He possessed great skills.
Keep practicing.
Stick around.
Hey, what's up guys? Sam here, Contagious Collection, back with another video. Welcome to my channel, welcome to the game room, back with another one. Very excited for this video as always, especially for this one. I got a whole bunch of stuff, you guys. Particularly, the reason why it took so long was because I was waiting for a certain game to arrive, which was a NES game, a heavy hitter, I would say, Double H. And it took like over 2 weeks, close to 3. So I was waiting on that one just to put it in this whole bundle of goodness of all the stuff that I picked up from video game stores, swap meets, flea markets, all of that stuff. I got stuff from Target, got another pair of new shoes. Just one pair this time. I don't want to like keep on overdoing it, but I love my shoes too, man. It's something about it. And yeah, figures, got some Hot Wheels, Mario Kart related stuff from Target, Walmart, and all of that great stuff. So you still know the drill. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink and snacks, and here we go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. The first thing I'm going to start off with is, I think, the eBay stuff. I want to get that out the way. Got a lot of stuff off of eBay, and really glad that I did. Got really good deals. I'm going to start off with a movie, a video game related movie. I've loved this movie ever since it was out. I was a kid back then when this thing was out, obviously. And that is Street Fighter. Excuse me. It's Street Fighter, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia, obviously. And it's just something about it, man. I popped it in as soon as I got this. And I remember I got this brand new, sealed, even though I bought this brand new as well off of eBay. And it was like $5 or $6 with free shipping, which is definitely worth it. And I really wanted to add this to my movie collection. And I love picking up video game related movies, so it's really fun to see, and all the characters. I mean, a lot of people say this is not a good movie at all, but I love it. You know, a lot of people make fun of it or the quotes on the movie or stuff like that. Everyone has their own opinion. I absolutely love this movie. And yeah, it's a really good action-packed movie. And it's something about it. I could pop it anytime I want, and I could watch it, and it'll never get old. Street Fighter on DVD. So I got that. Let's see, gotta make some space here because got a lot of stuff. Put that over there. Got some Wii games as well. Gonna be showing that in a bit. I think this was like $8 with free shipping. This was something that I wanted to add to my collection for a while, actually. And you know, it's just something about it where it was just sitting and waiting on my watch list. I was like, yeah, I want to get it and beef up the Wii collection a little bit more as much as I can, slowly but surely. And this is Anubis 2 for the Wii. It is complete, very nice condition. It's an action-based game, action-adventure, and there's a lot of like puzzle solving and stuff like that too. But you play as this like pharaoh type character, or whatever these things were called back then. And it's like a very cartoony action adventure style game. It looked really fun, so definitely I'm going to be playing this, give this a try, see how that is. Next one, another one that had been on my list for a very long time, actually. And it's interesting that this game, it says, best game for the Wii since Mario Galaxy, a franchise is born. I guess Play Magazine said that, or whatever. It's just kind of weird to me where they were actually able to take shots at like a niche, you know, AAA title which was on the Wii, and the Mario Galaxy is like a masterpiece of a game. It's just interesting where they were able to actually freely, knock that type of that game, and it's on like a Wii console, which is it's kind of weird. But it's kind of funny that they say that. But I had heard from a lot of people that um this is a really good game, and this had been in my radar to pick up games for sure. And that is Mushroom Men, the Spore Wars on the Wii, of course. Complete, very nice condition. Got this for a really good deal as well. And as I always say, even if you're buying on eBay, guys, measure 10 times, cut once before you make that actual purchase, because you never know. I keep getting deals, so um, I'm happy with it. Next one, another Wii title. Again, another one that had been on my list for a very, very long time. And this is a brand new sealed copy. I don't know if I really want to open this yet. It's Y-fold, obviously factory sealed. But then again, all these years that I have been collecting, I had never came across a complete copy or an open copy. So I don't know yet. I'm still two-minded about it. Most likely I'm going to keep this one sealed for now. Because I even go to like video game stores to try to find a complete copy. They never have it for whatever reason, or it gets bought. And it is a phenomenal game, a must-have for the Wii, and that is, I don't know why there's this sticker on here. Sorry about that. 1 second. Almost looks like a darn stop sign without the stop. That's funny. I don't know why they put that sticker on there, but yeah, I got it off. And that is Sin and Punishment for the Wii, guys. It is a on-rail type shooter. It is a shooter, or not exactly sure of the exact, the name of the genre it falls in, but it is definitely a shooter. And apparently this was a Best Buy. Oh man, I am taking these off now because I do not like these stickers. And good, they can't. It came off easily. A lot of times, like those annoying stickers, that get stuck on, but they are easy to clean it off with glue gun and all that. Yeah, I got Wii on the Wii, Sin and Punishment, another must-have game. Can't wait to play that. But again, like I said, I'm still two-minded about it. Since it is brand new, factory sealed, I don't know if I'm gonna open it. Maybe I might. We'll see how it goes. Also got a GameCube game, which this was definitely a upgrade into my collection. The one I had didn't have the manual, and the disc wasn't in as good of a condition as this one is. And I got Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which is a action RPG game. Very tic-tac, nice condition. And yeah, I got this off of eBay as well, a really good deal. It was on a best offer, something like that. Yeah, and I got it for like pretty cheap, really good deal. Let's see the rest of the eBay stuff. This was interesting, which I got for like $10, free shipping again. Genesis. It's basically, it says it's all of the Dreamcast games into one, and apparently on the back it says over 1,000 games. So I don't know. There are those really expensive and really hard to find titles that I don't have, and I really want to play. Get the experience out of it. And yeah, I got this. Pretty cool. So it says Gens for All is one of the best Sega Mega Drive Genesis emulators for the Dreamcast console. 640 by 480 display, and it has Game Genie support, Safe State and SRAM, VMU and SD card support, great compatibility, PAL support, over 1,000 games. One of the games that I really want to play, obviously, is, I hope that game is on here, is what was that game called? Cannon Spike. That's a game I've been looking out for. It is very hard to find, and Power Stone, and so many other great games. A lot of the shooters that Dreamcast did a lot. Capcom did a lot of great things for the Dreamcast at the time. So yeah, that was that. Got a PC Engine game, $15 or 15 or $20. Again, it was on best offer. This goes for a lot more. It doesn't have the sleeve for the actual Hue card, but got a shooter. That's a must. R-Type 1. There's also a R-Type 2 on the PC Engine. So I don't know if it was like a part 1 or a part 2. Hence the Roman numeral on it. I guess there was 2-parters, but any other different platforms I haven't seen or noticed where a R-Type is like a 1 or a 2. They have like different type of titles. But had to pick it up. Another shmup goes into the PC Engine collection. Yeah, the game is in there. The sleeve is missing, but that's fine. Hopefully, I could find like someone selling sleeves for the PC Engine Hue cards. I want to get a few because I have some in my PC Engine collection, and it kind of like moves inside the case, which I don't like, and it keeps hitting, and the plastic could end up, getting all like damaged and stuff. Another got a few PS1 Japanese import games, which is really cool. And again, I can't encourage it enough. If you guys can pick up a Japanese PS1 or a PS2, rather get a PS2 because obviously it's backwards compatible, so you can enjoy PS1 and PS2 games. And taking that Japanese route, man, the import route is so much better because these insanely expensive games you could play for a lot cheaper. And I believe this one is JoJo's Fighting Adventure. Oh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's pretty cool. They have the English version in English, and this side it's in Japanese. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, got it on the PS1. It is a fighter game. Very nice, complete. It comes with a card and the manual. And, of course, the game is in there. Very nice, complete. I don't know if I checked the disc condition. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Super tic-tac, as I like to say. Yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I mean, this on the, the NTSC version, the American version, is like, what? Last time I checked, it's like in the high hundreds, which is insane. And I got it for a really good deal. I think it was like 15 or $20. So, yeah. Versus fighting game. Very nice graphics. It looks like a very fun fighter. I haven't played it yet, but definitely going to pop that in. And I think this one is Rival Schools or Rival Schools 2 or something like that. I believe the manual is missing, but again, I got this for like a really good deal. It says Legion of Heroes on the bottom, but the rest on the top of the title is what's it called in Japanese. I believe it is Rival Schools 1 or 2, something like that. I forgot, but it is a fighting game, and there is 2 discs in it. So one says Evolution, one says Arcade. So I am not really entirely sure about those, but that is pretty cool. Love the color on the discs as well. Very nice condition. Got that for a really good deal as well. Next one, again, this is like an insane, very expensive games. They are shooters on the PS1. But the Japanese version, they actually had both shooter games in one, which is a simple 1500. It says volume 75. So it's pretty cool. 2 games in one. And if you guys are, shmup collectors and know about shooters and all that stuff, you know about these games. And it's Ray Storm and Ray Crisis. So 2 games in one, which is really cool. It's obviously, you don't need to know Japanese, pop it in. It's easy to play. And I try to get those games that there is no language barrier. You don't need to know Japanese, pop it in and simply play it and have fun with it. So yeah, Ray Storm and Ray Crisis. Got that for a really good deal as well. Next one. Let's see. I'll be showing this one. I have the first one. Now I got part two. And again, something about these Famicom cartridges were they were so like nice and colorful, and actually like the shapes of them as well, the way they were like designed overall. And yeah, this is I believe Magical Taruto 2. I have the first one. This is part 2, and you play as this character right here. That kid with I guess it's like a staff in his hand or what kind of a weapon it is, I don't know, but it kind of plays like Yoshi basically, where he uses his tongue as a weapon, which is kind of weird, but it is a fun game, and I do have the Super Famicom version as well, and there was a part 2 as well, so I have the first one. This is part 2, so that's cool going into the collection. It's a colorful, very fun action platformer. Can't go wrong with it. And again, like the design on it, look at that. All the stickers, and there's even stickers on the top right there. And obviously, that probably most likely says Magical Taruto or whatever it's called, part 2. So that's pretty cool that it actually has like a spine label. Some of the games, even for the Famicom, did have spine labels. A lot of them don't. So either way, next one, again, another game that I had been looking out for a very long time. Glad to add it to the collection. This is actually a PAL game, which was only released at the time in Europe. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it might be coming out on newer platforms. As far as I know, I don't think so. But I got Banana Prince for the Nintendo, and I'm thinking about getting a yellow shell for this to match the label, because it's like majority all yellow, and I think it'll look cool, pop out more. So yeah, another really cool action platformer game. It's a really fun one. Again, something I'm looking forward to playing. Here's another game. Again, this I got for like $10 free shipping, and a manual was included. Again, I got this off of eBay. Whatever I'm showing so far is still off of eBay, and I think it was like a pawn shop selling it or whatever. And again, it's a decent price. I can't complain about that. $10 for a NES game with the manual included, and it looked like a really fun shmup kind of shooter type game. I can't say, well, yeah, I guess you can technically say it is a shmup, but it's more of like a run and gun maybe. And I had not heard about this game, guys, and it's really fun to come across these certain games that you never heard of or seen of or heard about, or I don't hear a lot of people talking about this or whatsoever. And that is Thundercade on the NES. Very nice label, the spine and everything is intact, and the manual came with it as well with the dust sleeve. The manual's kind of like wrinkled and has some damage on it, but not too much. It just wrinkled up a little bit, but it's pretty cool having it with the manual. And eventually, hopefully one day I'll end up finding a box for it and completing it. But as far as like NES games go, I'm more of a cartridge collector, and of course I only collect for the stuff that I'm going to play. I'm not going for like, oh, I'm going to reach this goal of collecting a full set or anything crazy like that. No, I just collect the stuff that I'm going to play. So even if a game doesn't, match my expectations or what I prefer as far as a game goes, a lot of times watching gameplay footage of a game is like, oh, okay, it looks really good and it's something that I would be into. But then you pop it in and you play it, it just doesn't have that same feel. And if that happens, I just use that as trade bait, or I end up flipping it and, getting something back instead of that. And, getting something that I would actually play. So either way, if it doesn't match up to my preference, that's what I do. Use it as trade bait or flip it and get something else that I'm going to enjoy playing. This game right here, obviously, it is not an actual game, and I'm not going to pass it off as it's a authentic game, which is not, because I had been looking out for this one as well. I just wanted to play it, and that is Goemon's Adventure for the N64. Again, it is not an authentic cartridge, and it's a reproduction or whatever. I got it just to play it, and again, it's like over $100 if you want to get the authentic version. And I've never come across it so far, all these years of collecting in the wild or anything for a good price. But I was like, I just want to grab it and play it. It's not bad. It's a pretty cool action adventure game as you play as Goemon, and I believe you could switch through other characters as well, as far as I remember. But I prefer playing as Goemon, the mystical ninja, or whatever his name is. But it's a pretty cool game, pretty fun game, action adventure style. More of an action platformer, actually. Another one. Uh, Really, finally happy to add these to my collection. And I finally got this game as well. It is an Atlas title, and got it for a really good deal, way less than for what it actually retails for. It is a game that averages around $70, maybe even more. I paid nothing close to that. And the label again is very nice, and that is Widget for the NES. And I really want to add these hard to find, more expensive games to the title, to the collection, because they're only gonna go like crazier in price with things, prices fluctuating, and with inflation and all kinds of crazy things that's going on. Rather pick it up now sooner than later, because they only get more expensive, and had to grab this. So yeah, very happy about that. Got Widget for the NES. Now this game I ended up getting finally. It is another Double H heavy hitter. The guy that was selling it was from Mexico. So usually I don't order anything where as far as like if it's like international or anything like that, because I am a guy that does not have patience. Patience is not one of my virtues. It just does not fall in there. That's just the way I am. I'm just being real about it. But for the price, he had it listed at $90 and had best offer on it. I ended up snagging it for, I believe, around $60, something like that. And I gotta say that that was a heck of a deal, because again, this is a not an easy title to find, guys. And at first, when he had it in the title where it said NTSC, which is an American, obviously for North America, but in the title it said Japan. So I messaged him, and I guess the guy didn't speak English very well. He was answering me back like my messages with like a translator thing, and I was like, oh no, is this authentic? And I kept messaging him for like days and days. He didn't reply back. And after a few days later, I got a message back from him saying that, yeah, everything's good. Don't worry about it. It is tested and it works, and it is actually an authentic cartridge. Because I was like, how could this game be so cheap? So there was a bunch of watchers on it, and right after I bought the game, the second copy sold as well. So I was kind of like skeptical about it. I was like, I don't know, is this gonna be authentic, this and that. So I got it like a few days ago, and after I got it, the back part didn't have the stamp. It was peeled off, so whatever, I just switched it out. It is definitely authentic, and I did open it up. I looked on the inside. So it was that moment of truth where I was like opening it up, and I opened it, and I was like, oh my God, I hope this is not fake, this and that. Even in that case, if that was, I would have went to eBay and got my money back, because that's just not cool. You don't do that if it is. But the guy's going to get a really good feedback, obviously. And after I got it, I opened up the package, and I noticed that there were scotch tapes on both sides of the label. So I was like, what the heck is this about? And I slowly took it off. I was like, I hope it doesn't damage the label. For whatever reason, there was like literally two pieces of scotch tape on the label art. So I took it off. Overall, it is very clean. And that game is, guys, very proudly, really, really happy to own this and add this to my collection. That is Kickmaster. Oh, yes. Kickmaster, very nice condition, beautiful label. This is not an easy game to find. Again, it is a pretty pricey game. And again, there's deals out there, man, even on eBay. And it is 100% authentic. I did open it up. I checked the guts. Everything is intact. It has the Nintendo chips and everything in it where it's supposed to be. I did swap the back part out with like whatever game I had, a lot of spare stuff, which I usually do if like this part was like peeled off. But yeah, man, really happy to add this to the collection. Another really solid title for the NES, Kickmaster, which is an amazing action platformer. And next, I got these two from the same seller, and these were interesting. So I really like picking up games like this, not knowing, like, you know, had no idea that these games actually existed. And I don't know, I think this is a never before released game, or it never came out, or it's a hacker. I have no idea. But this game is actually based on Bill Clinton's cat, which is Socks the Cat, Rocks the Hill, and it is another action adventure like platformer style game. So it looked really cool. I checked out the gameplay. It looked really on point. So I was like, I'm definitely gonna pick that up. So grab that. And the next one, I believe this is a homebrew, which is a new Famicom game. And of course, I do have a twin Sharp Famicom. And I messaged the guy saying that, you know, is this going to be able to play on it? And he said, yeah, definitely. It's been tested, even on that. And a lot of times these repros or homebrews, they say it as like sellers. They list it in the description where it's like, if you have like a clone type system, it might not work. Excuse me. Voice going hoarse. So yeah. And this game is called Aira, the Crow Maiden, Second Dimension, 2021. So most likely that's a part of the title, or it came out in 2021. But yeah, another, it's a really cool action platformer game. So looking forward to playing this one as well. So I got these two, Socks the Cat and Aira the Crow Maiden. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I believe that was all as far as like for the eBay pickups. I think, yeah, that is pretty much it. Next I'm gonna show let's see. Let's go with the Hot Wheels stuff. Why not? I got these all mixed up. I don't know which one was from where. But it was mostly, obviously, from like Target and Walmart. So got a bunch of more Hot Wheels. As you can see up here where my thumb is pointing, I took out my Amiibos and kind of switching out a little bit, doing something different. I put the Hot Wheel Mario Karts up there, and I got a bunch more that I'm going to add up and make it look nice up there. And I like it better this way because of the theme of all the Mario stuff behind me. So it really goes really cool with it. So I don't know, it looks cool. I like to switch stuff up sometimes. So that is that. And this is the glider, the super glider or glider version, which I really like. And they kind of like remind me of like Amiibos where they're like kind of like popped out, but super detailed, very colorful. And I got the glider one, light blue Yoshi, which is with a pipe frame plus super glider. And of course, I love Mario Kart. Who doesn't? Come on. They're super fun racing games. Next one is Bowser, standard kart plus Bowser kite. As you can see, it has like the Bowser kite right there, which is super cool. Very nice. All right. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. Gotta make some room here. Just too much stuff. All right. And I got these. Actually, I got this like a few days ago when I went shopping at Walmart. And I picked this one alone on its own because I knew I did not have it. And this is a standard cart Donkey Kong Mario Kart, which is really cool. Now, this one is the version that goes with this set. And there's a bunch of them, guys. There is so many. And I pick up the ones that I usually don't have. And this one I had no idea that existed, which is super cool. And that is Toadette, Birthday Girl. And yeah, the colors are just so nice. It just pops out where every character is like so uniquely different and colorful. And just love the way they're designed. Very nice. So again, this is one I had no idea that existed. And I believe I got the Toad one as well. So yeah, I got more Super Gliders, Princess Peach, Bee Dasher plus Peach Parasol or Parasol, whatever that is. So I got that as well. I definitely did not have this. Had to pick this up. Rosalina P-Wing plus Cloud Glider. And more of those. Again, I did not have these, obviously. And let's put that over there for now. Again, this color I had no idea existed. Now I know there is the light blue Yoshi I have, and I have the green Yoshi, which is the original green Yoshi. And this is just a blue Yoshi. They could have called it dark blue, but who knows? I don't know. Another really cool one. There you go, blue Yoshi. And I did not have Toad, so that's awesome as well. One of my favorite characters, Toad. And another one that I had no idea that this was a part of it. But again, standard cart, and that is Cat Peach. So that is really awesome. Let's put that over there. Actually, I'm going to move these here really quick to make some room. Okay. Oh, I got more. I had to pick these up. I always look out for shirts, especially like old school style type of stuff. I think I actually wore this one already like once or something, but had to pick it up. Love the colors, love the design on it. And that is MTV, obviously music television t-shirt, where it's kind of like that retro style where back in the days in the 90s, they had this, and that is super cool. They also had a Street Fighter one, guys. I still don't have any Street Fighter shirts. I'm looking out for them. Definitely going to pick them up eventually, but they didn't have it in my size. I usually wear a large. It was either like a small or extra large or a medium. Now, the small and the medium, they're too small, and I don't like tight stuff where when it comes to like clothing, I like to have a little bit of, air to breathe. And XL would be too big. But anyway, I also ended up picking this up too. Mario Kart, it says on it, since 92. Pretty sweet shirt. Very nice, cool looking. And then when I go to Walmart or Target, they have that section. They have like I got my Ghostbuster shirt from there, Jurassic Park, and they have like movie and like my Wu-Tang shirt I remember I got from Target. And they have like really cool stuff a lot of times, and they switch it up every now and then. So always looking out for stuff like that. Next thing I'm going to show is my new pair of sneakers. Oh yeah. Got me some more Jordans. Just one pair this time. But yeah, and these are the Jordan 3s. I believe they are called the Desert Elephants. And I love the colorway on this as well, with the black and the brown. And on the tongue has the orange Jumpman sign. And I actually like the bottom part too, where it's not white and it really goes well with it. It's more of like a beige cream color on the bottom part here. And I did wear these like a few times. Super comfortable shoes. Really love them. I still haven't worn my Fire 3s yet. But, you know, and this one, instead of the Nike Air, it just has the Jumpman sign. And overall, a nice shoe, man. Very comfortable, beautiful looking shoe. And yeah, I needed something like this. You know, I could wear it with like a lot of brown, or even with some orange, or just mix and match with it. So it goes pretty cool with it. So yeah, guys, also got that pair of uh, Jordan 3 Desert Elephants. Next, got more clothes. Gotta stay fresh. And this lady always hooks it up. Brand new, with the tag, authentic, because I don't rock that fake stuff. That is not me. Sorry. And obviously you can tell they're freaking, you know, what's it called? They're legit. And Roberto Cavalli, class, it says, what does it say on this? Class Cavalli. So yeah, I got this shirt, Class Cavalli, a black shirt. Also got a red one. Um, this isn't like a store though, but the lady hooks it up. She has like good stuff, and whatever you see, whatever you find, you know, I just end up grabbing it. And Cavalli Class, it's Cavalli Classic basically, by Roberto Cavalli. So that is that. I also got these sweats, which these are like freaking originally like $130. That's insane, but I paid nowhere near that. Again, I got this all as a bundle deal. The lady hooked it up, and this is actually Karl Lagerfeld Paris sweats. I love my sweats. Very nice black on dark gray. It has some white in it, so got that as well. My designer stuff. And I also got this top. I mean, we are in fall, technically, you would say. Winter around the corner, you know. Gotta get some warmer stuff. Can't always be in shorts and t-shirts. But another Karl Lagerfeld. This is like a zip-up top, which is very nice. And it's kind of like a jacket. Awesome looking. Love the design on it. All right, put that aside. Next, we're going with the flea market pickups. This is all mixed up. I also went to a video game event. Didn't find anything too crazy at the video game event, but overall got a lot of really cool stuff. But yeah. This was really interesting. I was looking at this box. There was some older couple. I guess they were like man and husband and wife, and the older gentleman actually looked at me, and I was like looking at the box, and right away he goes $5. I'm like, sold. Bag it up. Everyone around me, they started laughing, which is hilarious. Everything is in there. And obviously you can see it is Alfie. This is from 1978, guys. Everything is in there. The box is in so-so condition. Overall, it's banged up here and there. You know, it comes with all kinds of stuff. But it says from age, it's 3 to 8 years old. This is basically like a programmed educational type of thing back in the day, for kids, and it's a computer programmed, plays tunes, plays games, answers questions. I don't know if it works. I haven't tested it out yet. I don't even know if I have the batteries for it, but I got Alfie for $5, and I think that was a heck of a deal. And that rarely happens at like a flea market where you're looking at something and someone just shoots out a price like $5. I'm like, sold. So that was pretty cool. Got these for a buck a piece. Disney's Hocus Pocus, which I believe part two is coming out or already came out. I don't know, but this was from the 90s. I remember watching this as a kid. Pretty funny movie. Um, Next one is Aladdin, which is the actual movie, and Disney's doing that a lot now with all those cartoon based stuff. They're remaking these and turning them into like movies, and I'm pretty sure there's like all kinds of special effects and all kinds of stuff that is added onto it. Got a PS2 game, Talk the Power of Juju. Got this for a few bucks. It is complete. I believe I actually paid like $3 for this. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I forgot this character's name. I know it is a video game based character. I only paid $2 for this. I think it's from the video game. Was it Infamous or whatever it's called? But very detailed figure, as you can see. It was just sitting in a bunch of like piled up toys, random toys, and I was like, "How much you asking for this?" And a lady that was selling it was like, "Take it for $2." I was like, "All right, you got it." Next one, got another really cool action figure. Unfortunately, the ears are chopped off. This is an original, I believe, from it is from the 90s. I know that for sure. It is a little bit, there's some paint coming off here and there, but yeah, it's from 1993 actually. Biker Mice from Mars. Again, a pile of toys I was looking through, and the lady that was selling it, I was like, "How much you asking for this?" She goes, $1. I was like, "Yeah, that sounds good to me." Even though again the ears are cut off, it's supposed to have like long red ears with like points on them, like little rounds on the top tip. But it's cool for $1. Can't complain. Uh, got all these. Um, Five. They also had the LeBron one, but I'm not a LeBron fan. Again, keeping it real, just not my thing. I'm more of a Jordan guy. Um, Ended up getting all these for like $5. They're like plushies, but they also have like keychains and stuff. So I ended up getting all these three for $5, and it's Space Jam: A New Legacy. I still haven't seen the movie, but um, yeah, your shorts are sagging a bit too much, buddy. Anyway, got Bugs Bunny. I got, I believe, is that Babs Bunny, and Daffy Duck. So I think that was pretty cool. They all have the tags on them, obviously brand new. All three. Uh, it was some younger woman selling them, so she was just like, "Yeah, just take it all three for $5." So I was like, "Yeah, you got a deal. Sounds good to me. Can't beat that." Next, oh, I also got another energy drink, video game related, Sonic the Hedgehog, which I believe this is it says peach ring, so I'm guessing it's a peach flavor energy drink. I got the Mega Man one, and now I got the Sonic one. Not a big Sonic fan when it comes to the older games. Some of the newer version ones I do like, but I'll say this: I love Sonic as a character. I think he looks super badass. Uh, and all of that. There was also a Tetris one. Not a Tetris guy, but had to pick up this. Again, it was like less than $2, $1 something. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Video game related. Sonic the Hedgehog, G Fuel, and that's going next to the Mega Man one up there, or maybe in the Sega area. We'll see. So I think that was cool. Got these two plushies for $5, which is cool. Very nice looking. Got a Mario one, which is from 2010. It says Super Mario on it. And this one, which I looked at it, which is very interesting. This is actually from this new Super Mario Brothers Wii line, from the Wii game, apparently. They're overall very nice condition, very clean. And yeah, I got the pink Yoshi and Mario. This is from Super Mario. It says this is from the game, actually. I mean, it says Super Mario Brothers Wii. So that's pretty cool. Pink Yoshi and Mario, two for $5. Can't beat that. Very good deal. Let's see. Okay, oh boy, we're a little bit over 45 minutes going on. I know it's going to be a long video, guys, but definitely worth it. Got a lot of really cool stuff. This is some lady. She had some shovelware Super Nintendo games, and she was asking like $10, $15 for them. It's like, no, I'm not going to pay for that. Obviously, I didn't say that to her, but in my mind, I was like, dude, that's just not happening. Anyway, I was like, do you have any other games? And then there was like a crate, old PS1. Wasn't interested in that. And the PS1, the top was actually opened up. So it was opened up, and I looked closer. There was actually a PS1 game which caught my eye, and I was like, definitely gonna pick that up. So I took the disc out. I was like, how much you asking for this disc? She goes $1, and ended up putting it in this so it doesn't get too scratched up. And that is Resident Evil Director's Cut for the PS1. Disc alone for $1, definitely worth it. All right. Another seller. Again, this is all Swap Me pickups. Picked up Tiny Toons Adventures Buster Busts Loose. I think I got this for like $10 or something like that. He was asked. It was some kids selling it, and he was asking like 15. I'm like, would you take 10? He was like, yeah. So yeah, picked it up for $10. I didn't have this, so another pretty cool Super Nintendo game gets added to the collection. I don't know why I picked this up. I'm not a Harry Potter guy, but whatever. I'm most likely gonna flip it. Got Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets. Ben 10 Alien Force, which these Ben 10 games are actually awesome. They kind of play like beat 'em up style games. I think I got these two for like $10. Again, different seller. I got these Disney movies. Didn't have these apparently, which I thought I did. Usually when I look in a certain direction or a certain area, that's where those things are. That's why I keep looking over there. But yeah, Disney movies, Pinocchio 70th anniversary, classic. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. Pinocchio, awesome, cartoon movie. And of course, Geppetto was on it with Figaro and Jiminy Cricket. And I forgot the whale's name. And yeah, it's an awesome movie. Love it. And Little Mermaid, it's a 2-disc edition, it says, but it was only 1 disc. I don't care about that. Long as long as the main movie is in it, that's fine. Love the Little Mermaid. I mean, I grew up on this stuff, man. As a kid, I remember my mom would always get those VHS tapes in a plastic clamshells, and love this stuff. Super nostalgic. The Little Mermaid and Pinocchio. So I got these for $1 a piece. Can't go wrong with that. And really quick, I'm going to show the stuff from the video game event that I went to. Again, nothing crazy that I picked up, but got some really cool stuff. Not a whole lot of stuff, but you know, it was fine. And literally, this is all that I got. Super Famicom game, Donkey Kong Country 3. Now I believe I have all 3 of them. Lilo and Stitch, I got this for like a few bucks. I had seen gameplay footage of this a while back, and it looked pretty fun. Again, it's a Disney title. I love Disney, so you know, had to pick that up. Got Pikmin 3. on the spot. Sticker removal. Got Pikmin 3 for the Wii U. They didn't have this. Got this again for like a few bucks. Not bad at all. I think I got these two together, so I ended up getting like a bundle deal. Now, there is also a PS2 version on this game. Oh, these stickers, like, I don't understand why people leave these on. It is so annoying. Ugh. So when I see them, I just, at the time, I didn't take them off, but I was just like piling them up, you know, for the pickups video. Well, they're coming off rather easily, and I like that. Can't complain about that, but it is, again, it is kind of annoying where they leave those stickers on. But, okay, so there is a PS2 version of this, and it is RLH, which stands for Run Like Hell. But for whatever apparent reason, the Xbox version, it doesn't say Run Like Hell, it's just RLH. And it says on the bottom, hunt or be hunted. Now, this I had no idea about, that it actually comes with a free soundtrack. It says featuring Breaking Benjamin. I have no clue who that is. I don't know. But the soundtrack is actually in it. Now, I don't know if the PS2 version comes with it or says that on the top. But I know for a fact that it doesn't say Run Like Hell on this one. Obviously, it doesn't say it. But for the PS2 version, I was going to say that it does say Run Like Hell on the bottom. This version, it doesn't say that. It does have a complete. Now, this is complete. It has the soundtrack. And, oh yeah, everything is in there. So, that's pretty cool. So, I got these two with Pikmin 3, I believe. Check the disc on this. Oh yeah. Probably not even played. Beautiful condition. Very tic-tac. I got these for like, I think like 10 or 15 bucks for both, which isn't bad at all. Yeah, this one alone, he was asking like $15 for it, but it's whatever, you know. And this guy was at this video game event, which was kind of interesting. Usually I go to a flea market. This guy sells like video games and all that. And when I saw him, he just like walked up to me. He's like, "Hey man, what's up?" You know, shook my hand and everything. And we were talking for a while. And none of the games caught my eye, so to speak. But there was something that caught my eye that I needed, which is an original 10-back Ninja Turtle figure. And I got Mikey, and the original ones are like right here by the window. Some of them, I don't know, the whole thing is going to catch it or not, but I was missing Michelangelo. This is the original one of the original 10-backs. It has the belt. It was kind of dusty. I did wash it down with like soap really well. For whatever reason, there was like all kinds of like dust on it, like wood dust, sawdust, or whatever. It washed up really well. Very nice condition overall. And I picked this up with this, and he was telling me that on the bottom of the table there was like a box with like empty cases. So a lot of times I usually pick that up for like cheap, and I could end up finding the game and completing it. And this is just a case and a manual only, no game. And that is Dark Stalkers Chronicle, the Chaos Tower for the PSP. Very clean, very nice. The manual overall is in pretty good condition as well. So I ended up getting these two, for $5. So I was like, yeah, that's a heck of a deal. Why not? All right, let's move that over there and try to speed this up. A lot of the rest of the stuff, I think I ended up getting from a flea market, which is every second Sunday. Not too far, not too close to where I live, but I ended up finding out about it. This place is freaking ginormous, guys. Like over 2,000 sellers, and it is huge, very big. I did a lot of walking, which I don't mind. I love walking, and get that exercise in. Plus, you're looking for stuff. It's that thrill in the hunt. Whenever you're looking for stuff, you never know where you're gonna end up fighting. But yeah, this was actually from one of the same flea markets that I usually go to, but the other stuff actually that I picked up was from there, or it's all mixed up. But anyway, found another hunting ground, which is great. Can't complain about that. And yeah, it was really fun. Found anyway, I got all these for I think like $20. The guy was like, just take it all for 20. And there's like 5 games. I found a Dreamcast game in a while, which is great. TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat. Dreamcast game. Nothing too crazy, but it is a Dreamcast game. I also picked up Endgame, which most of you might not know. This is actually a Gun Kong game. So if you have a PS2 and you're looking to get more Gun Kong games, or you didn't know about it, it kind of plays like Time Crisis or Ninja Assault. Gotta get those stickers off. Yeah, anyway. End game for the PS2, complete. Pretty fun game. Again, it's a Gun Kong game. If you guys are into that, definitely pick that up. Got that. Also got Rygar. I don't know, for one apparent reason, I didn't have this in my collection. A lot of people call this a poor man's God of War, but a lot of people also say, and I see that too, where God of War kind of like got their ideas a little bit from this game. I have no idea if one copied the other or what the heck was going on with it. But overall, a solid title. Definitely a good game to pick up and play. There are some camera issues on it here and there, but overall a really good game. Super fun game. Street Volume 2, the manual's missing on this, but I had to pick it up for the PS2. And I also got Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, which it has new play controls, and you could actually play with the nunchuck and the Wiimote. So that's pretty cool. This is originally a GameCube game, and it has been enhanced for Wii, which is pretty cool because as far as I know, you would only be able to play with the bongos or whatever with this. But yeah, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. So I got all that for $20. I think a steal of a deal, of course. So that was that. Next I'm going to be showing is, let me see. Oh, different seller. I usually do get games from this guy. He had a bin, a bunch of stuff. These two caught my eye again. I was like, I need these for the collection. I might have both of them, but they could be like upgrades, where this one, I didn't have the manual for it. And it could be a disc upgrade, most likely. And got these two for $10, 5 a pop. Power Rangers Dino Thunder. That's a pretty badass cover art. Pretty cool looking. And yeah, this is definitely an upgrade. I had this one in the collection. And I also picked up iNinja. Super fun game. Love that game. It does get very challenging, but it's a heck of a game. Now, this guy's a reseller, and I had to pick these up, but he gave me a really good deal. I don't know if he slipped up on the price or whatever, but yeah, it was a heck of a deal. I got this, I believe this is an Atomic Purple controller. It looks purple to me. Yeah, I think it's the Atomic Purple one. At first I was thinking it's maybe the like the Smoke Gray, but it kind of looks purple. But yeah, he threw this in for free. He said this might be damaged. Maybe I could fix it, or who knows? We'll see. I was like, you know what? Yeah, thanks for that. He threw this in for free. authentic N64 Atomic Purple controller. This I had definitely an upgrade, way better condition than the one I had, especially the outer box. That is Dragon Quest VIII: Journey of the Cursed King, and it has the Final Fantasy 12 playable demo inside. Now I don't know if this was like a collector's edition or whatever, but it just came with like an outer cardboard box, which is pretty cool, and I love collecting for that. And there is the manual. Very, very nice, clean, tic-tac condition. And I don't know why. Maybe, yeah, that's supposed to be in here. I was like, a lot of times PS2 certain games like this, some of the manuals are like really big. They don't fit, but yeah, that's supposed to be in there. So that's fine. So it does come with the playable demo disc, Final Fantasy 12, and the game, of course. And it also had a transparent blue, excuse me, transparent blue official PlayStation 8 megabyte memory card, which is great. Oh, well, now I see why they don't put the manual in there, because it does not close up properly. So that makes sense because of the double disc in there. Rather put it in there because it's not going to close the case. So very, very cool. Love this stuff. The box was definitely in way better condition than the one I had, and the discs are a lot better as well. And he was saying something about, oh, this is my son's, I can't drop the price on it, but dude, this game alone, for what I paid for, it was definitely worth it. I'm just going to leave it at that. And this one I did not have in my collection. There was times that I was even thinking about picking it up on eBay, again, with prices just skyrocketing and all that. It is, I believe, a action, not, I was going to say action platformer, but action RPG. I am looking out for the PSP versions as well. Part 1, there's a part 2. And I do have the PS2 one. Yeah, I have the PS2 one. Star Ocean, the second story. It's 2 discs for the PS1. Overall, in very nice condition. It is complete with the manual. The discs are not bad at all. Check this one. Oh yeah, the disc 2 probably hasn't even been played. Hasn't been touched. It is complete, as you can see, with the manual in there. Manual overall is in very nice condition. And there is disc 2. Oh boy, here we go, over an hour. Again, it's worth it, guys. Hope you guys watch it all the way through. A lot of really great stuff. So I got all that. The N64 controller, Star Ocean, the second story for the PS1, and Dragon Quest VIII for the PS2 with the box. Very nice condition. Rest of the stuff was from, I believe, yeah, that the flea market that I had not went to, that I said they had over 2,000 vendors, but not a lot of video games I came across, but I did find some really cool stuff here and there. I did find this in very nice condition. Got this for a few bucks. It's a Tiger handheld X-Men Project X. Hopefully the camera picks it up. It does work, as you can see. It's even making the sounds. Yeah, this is really cool. Love this stuff. I grew up on these stuff, man. That old school. There was like this long Ninja Turtle one. I think I had the Castlevania ones and a Double Dragon, I believe. I believe there was a Double Dragon one. But I had a bunch of these as a kid. Not this particular one, but just really cool to have. Even if I don't play them, they make really nice display pieces. Just something about it. And at the time, I believe this was a competition for the Game Boy, but really cool. There's so many different ones, but yeah, X-Men Tiger handheld, very cool. Next, I picked these up. I think for like two for $8, or was it two for 10, or I don't know, something like that. Anyway, got Dead to Rights for the PS2. For whatever reason, I had never came across this game. But it is a pretty cool one, action adventure. And yeah, Dead to Rights. It is a Namco game. It is complete. And I also got Grand Theft Auto Vice City for the PS2 complete. Next, this is a different seller. Supposedly, if I don't see it, I don't know, man. A lot of these sellers, they like to lie and just like, for whatever reason. Supposedly, he told me that he had Sparkster for the Sega Genesis. The manual was missing. He was like, I sold it for like over $100. He showed me the picture too. He's like, is that a good price? I was like, yeah, well, okay, sure. Like, you know, if you're the seller, that's your job to know about it. But whatever. I just don't understand why they would leave these games behind. And there was a bunch of other stuff which I already had. I was like, I'm gonna leave for somebody else. Maybe they did the same thing. I don't know. But anyway, he was telling me, yeah, like, yeah, I had Sparkster, this and that, blah, 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 for the Genesis. So I was like, all right, cool. That's good. I ended up getting these two for $2. Didn't have these. Untold Legends, the Warriors Code for the PSP. And that is, of course, complete. And I believe, yeah, this is a Xbox exclusive. Even a Blockbuster exclusive. At the time, you could have only got it from Blockbuster, apparently. And that is, it says hot new action, hot new outfits, Outlaw Volleyball Red Hot. So I had to pick that up. It is complete with the manual, so that is pretty cool. Again, got these two for a few bucks, and that was that. Next, again from that flea market, I believe I picked these up first, and then afterwards I came across something similar related to it, which was absolutely awesome. Got all these NBA Dream Team cups. Unfortunately, the Michael Jordan one is broken. It was broken, so he threw this in, and he said just take it all for $10. I was like, definitely will. These are from the 90s, obviously, and it's McDonald's USA helping Olympic dreams come true. McDonald's is a proud sponsor of USA basketball. It's basically sponsoring and kind of like, showing the USA basketball team back then. And I believe this was in 92 or something like that. Yeah, I was like really like kind of heartbroken when I saw this. I was like, oh man, this is my heart in pieces, guys. Like, come on. How could this be broken out of all of them? My mom, one of my all-time favorite players. But he's like, take it for, thing. And I told my brother, you think we could fix this? He said we could probably do something about it. Again, it's for display piece. It's a display piece. Maybe we could, like, I don't know, epoxy it or something from the inside. Somehow glue it. But anyway, I got the Michael Jordan cup. Larry Bird. Oh, David Robinson, man. My all-time favorite player at that time. I remember I still have like basketball cards of him, like a whole bunch of them. One of my favorite players. He was a dominating center at the time, man. Such an incredible player. David Robinson. And I also picked up, of course, Scottie Pippen. It was all of these. There was no other one, so he said take them all for 10. I was like, yeah, that's a good deal. Scottie Pippen, and of course I got Magic Johnson as well. So all these 5 for I believe it's 5. Yeah, 5 cups. At first he was asking like 15 or 20. I was like, come on, man, this. And then he said, I'll throw this in for free. And I was like, I'll take all of them. What's the best you could do for everything? He's like, just take it all for $10. I was like, you got a deal. Sounds good to me. They are from the 90s. I grew up watching these guys play. Yeah, really good stuff. Next, I go to some guy and I noticed that he had a bunch of these, he told me, and he sold a lot of them. And again, it is a it's never been worn, as far as he told me. He's like, yeah, because it looks pretty clean to me. Either way, this is an official sponsor, it says on it, 1992 U.S. Olympic basketball team. And I even have a 92 Olympic team, the basketball team. It's actually a basketball, like where you could shoot, like hang on a door. And I got that a long time ago as well. So it's kind of freaking badass, man. And it looks like a tarp type of thing where they would put these in like Kellogg's. I guess it came in like cereals or whatever. It says Kellogg's on it. But I got it for a really good deal. Just going to leave it at that. It was nothing for what I paid for. And as you can see, it's John Stockton is on it, Chris Mullin, Karl Malone, David Robinson, and Larry Bird. I don't know why Jordan isn't on this, but yeah, that's the front part right here to get a better look. And here's the back, which I like the back a lot too, and it says USA on it. Now, all I'm missing is a nice pair of Olympic 7s or Olympic Jordans to go with these, and that would be pretty cool. But yeah, that was a really cool find, man. Very happy with that. Okay, apparently something fell there. Whatever, that's fine. I got these two for less than $20. I'll tell you that much. Another Tiger handheld. It does work. As you can hear, it's a Beauty and the Beast. Tiger handheld, very nice, clean condition. Okay, that's annoying. Let's turn that off. And yeah, I got that. And I also got another Sega Dreamcast game. Again, I paid less than $20 for both of these. And that is House of the Dead 2. The front case is kind of cracked, but that's fine. I could replace it. Got a lot of spare stuff. Overall, it's in so-so condition. Hopefully that will work. But yeah, House of the Dead 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. And Tiger handheld, Tiger electronic, Beauty and the Beast. So that was pretty cool as well. Next, I got the rest of this stuff. Last but definitely not least, I hope I'm not forgetting anything to show. I got these from video game stores. Now, this video game store is about like 15-20 minutes away from where I live. This is probably the second time I went, but they're usually like charging above or close to like eBay prices. But I really got a really good deal on this one, and I ended up picking up the Flintstones rescue of is it Dino or Dino and Hoppy? Probably Dino and Hoppy. A very good action platformer game. It's not surprised at Dinosaur Peak, but whatever, it is a fun game, and definitely gonna add that to the collection. Now, this is the video game store that I usually go to. This is like a few days in between or like a week after, but I got them all from the same video game store. I picked up Jackal for the NES, did not have this. And I didn't have this as well, Mystery Quest for the NES. This was definitely a label upgrade, and glad I got this as well. And that is Monster in My Pocket. Very good action platformer game. Super fun. They had a bunch of, usually they do, import games. Super Famicom stuff. These caught my eye. Again, I didn't have these, and they're pretty cheap, so I had to pick them up. Super Mario Kart for the Super Famicom. Donkey Kong Country 2. Super Adventure Island 2. And I also got Super Bomberman 5, which I have all the Bomberman games as far as the imports go. We didn't get these as far as I know. I had 3 and 4, now I have 5, and um, now I have all 3 Donkey Kong countries as well, even though they're, imports, Japanese, but they're still playable. It's all good. It's fine with me. So, got all of that, and also picked up a Switch game, Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection, which has, um, let's see, 6 games: Mega Man Zero, 1, 2, and 3, Mega Man Zero 4, Mega Man ZX, and ZX Advent. So that's pretty cool. Love my run and gun games. Had to pick that up as well. This is an import game. I don't know if we ended up getting it in the States or not, but I had heard a lot about this, and I ended up picking this up as well, and that is Nightmare Boy, which I believe is a... again with these annoying stickers, man. Apparently that got folded out. I hate when that happens. The plastic is like kind of folded out. But yeah, the game is in there. This is, I believe, the guy that was selling it told me it's like some kind of a special edition because it came with like an outer cardboard box, and it comes with the manual plus a original soundtrack, which is really cool. But since this is a import, I don't know. I hope it will play, but it's just cool to have. That's fine. I don't know. And it does have a full color manual, which is great. Very nice. I have to play this game, man. I don't know. If I have time, I might do some Halloween recommendation games because this looks very Halloween-esque. But anyway, yeah. Haven't played it yet, but we'll give it a go and see if it's good. I had seen gameplay footage on it, so it does look like a really fun game, but I have to play it and experience it for myself, see how it feels, how it plays, and all of that. Let's see, about a nice stack of Xbox original games, which I didn't have. Crimson Sea, I had been looking out for this a very long time. Finally got it. Again, this is an Xbox original exclusive, and for whatever reason, part 1 was on Xbox and part 2 got a copy, or it went on to the PlayStation 2. So I don't know what that was about for whatever reason, but yeah, I got Crimson Sea for the original Xbox. That's a very good game. Can't wait to play that. Excuse me. Next one. Now this one is a really cool title. A lot of you might not know. If you know about the Onimusha games, I pretty much have almost, well, I don't think all of them, but I have a good amount of them. The first 3, and then there's Dawn of Dream, and there's also Blade Warriors or something like that, which, yeah, anyway. Apparently this one is a more difficult version, and it's called Genma Onimusha. And I had heard about it where a lot of people, watching videos and hearing like other people say it, where it is a more difficult, basically, kind of like a more difficult, and it has like a more different levels and whatnot. So it says new enhanced Xbox version of Capcom's classic. Okay, new areas to explore, evolving enemies, enhanced action, and modified difficulty level. New attack modes and stronger enemies, more than twice the gameplay of the original. Well, that's good. So, you get you get what you pay for. Dodge enemy attacks and fight your enemy in a tug of war to absorb valuable green souls. And yeah, I like that part where you kill enemies. And I had played all 3 of them and beat them on the PS2. I have them in my collection. So this is basically a better way to describe it is like the regular original Xbox version of Ninja Gaiden, and there's Ninja Gaiden Black. So that's like a more difficult enhanced version, and there's probably obviously more like newer things added, like it says on it, as I read, with the newer areas to like, you know, explore and discover, and there's stronger enemies. So can't wait to be playing this one too, just to see how it plays. And this was a really cheap too, really good price. Or online, it's, I don't know exactly what it's worth, but I'm sure it will be more. Also ended up getting this as well. I think I had this, but definitely an upgrade manual and all. It's not the best first person shooter, but it is a Xbox exclusive, and that is Chicago Enforcer. Had to pick that up as well. Again, upgrade. I did not have this. This is somewhat a big box version or whatever it is, but it's really cool. I love collecting stuff like this. And again, another Xbox exclusive, and that is Dead or Alive Ultimate, which has Dead or Alive Ultimate 1 and Ultimate 2. Both games in a cool little sleeve like this. And they're both complete. Very nice condition. Oh, God. Another. I hope this doesn't damage this, but. On live camera, sticker removal. Alright, got that off. Because after a while, these are going to be thrown on the shelf, or I forget about it to like take it off or whatever. But it is what it is. Last but definitely not least, guys, I know this has been, geez, almost an hour and a half. Probably my longest video I've done. I got a really, really good game. I would say a grail on the Sega Genesis, and really happy to pick this up. And I remember I was at the register, about like 3 or 4 employees just like swarm around the register. The guy's like, you know, scanning the stuff, and I'm about to pay for it. And a lot of the employees that work there, they just like swarmed around. They were like, "Oh man, I didn't even know we had this game." So I was like in my mind, yeah, now I got it, and then I'm taking it home, and it's going in my collection. And gladly, I'm glad I picked it up. This is not a cheap game, even cartridge alone. And I ended up finding this as soon as I saw it. I was in the Sega Genesis area, and I was like, I'm gonna take that. How much is it? He told me the price. I was like, yeah, I'm taking it. Definitely worth it for what I paid for. And yeah, I can't believe I have this game. I'm just holding it in my hand right now. But yeah, I do have it. But I'm kind of like, I don't know. There it is, guys. The Punisher. Oh yeah, an amazing, incredible, astonishing, marvelous. Hence, it is a Marvel Comics game. Super badass, really good beat 'em up game, and yeah, really glad. Hopefully, one day I find the box for this and the manual to end up completing it. But yes, Punisher for the Sega Genesis. And that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys stuck with me all the way to the end. I was really happy with everything I picked up. Amazing additions to the collection. And hope you guys all have a Samtastic day. Again, thank you very much for watching. And that is it. Sammy's outie. Until next time, guys. Take care.
I'll be back.